After a special trip or milestone birthday, I love to make memory books with pictures and memorabilia so we can look back and remember all the fun we had. I prefer the smaller memory books to full-size scrapbooks, and they make perfect gifts too. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and recently I received 2 new sets of dies from Tonic that are perfect for making memory books. I found a Facebook group started by Jody Johnson called Memory Makers, and I learned so much from watching Jody's videos and looking at the memory books shared by the members of this group. There's a link in the description box to this Facebook group. Jody is the brilliant designer and teacher who represents Tonic Studios on Hochanda, and I was thrilled to meet her once at Kreative. Here are the die sets I used to make my memory books. I really liked using both for many options, but you could make a book with just this set. And there's another memory book maker die set that came out last year too that has pages that are taller rather than longer in this one. I've included links to the dies that I used for my memory books in the description box. That one's a little bit harder to find, but if I do get a link for it, I will be sure to share it. So this is the primary die that I used. It's called Memory Bookmaker Base Creator Die Set, and the number is 2118E. These are the dies that I did not use in the smaller ones, so I left them in here, but I put the ones that I did use on a magnet, and I have some pages started to show you. But this set has dies that have a wider end on, and those do not cut the end. And then there's layered dies that go with each one of those. So you can see in this picture here, there's a wide end on every other one that doesn't cut. So I will show you what that means as far as making your pages. And this set is called Layered Bookmaker, Memory Bookmaker Layered Cascade die set. And this one is a much larger set, and it has many decorative elements to it. So the size, the shape is the same, and then you can make some really cool pages with these different dies here. I liked using both, but again, you could just use that first one. But this one's really cool too for making cards. I'll have a link in my, I'm turning it around, in my description to a video that I did showing how to make this shaker card, and that was with those pretty dies that I used. This is part 1 of 2 videos. The second one will go live next week, and after it is, I'll put a link to it in the description. I'm going to be showing you 2 memory books I made and show the basics for how to make the pages cover a pocket page and a flat page in this video. Now, most of Jody's videos, where I learned everything that I'm showing you today, show books that have a spine. I decided to make mine with book rings instead, because I like the flexibility of being able to make my books with as many or as few pages as I like. And I can also add pages later if I wish, or rearrange the pages if desired. But of course you can decide which way is best for you. So I got some just 1-inch rings, and I have a link to that in the description, and that's what I used. I had some larger ones, but I found that the 1-inch ones worked the best. This is the first book that I made with these Tonic dies. My husband turned 70 this year, and we had 2 parties to celebrate, and I put this book together to remember the fun times. So again, it was my first book, and it's not at all hard. I'm going to show you how to make a flap like this. And in my next video, I'll show you how to make a magnet closing center flap card. I have lots of pockets. And that's a really good way to put pictures in and to hold more. Here's another flap of the party that we had in our home. And here's my grandson helping Grandpa celebrate. Here's all the family that came. My books do not include a lot of embellishments. Mostly the pictures are the stars. Of course, you can go as crazy as you want with flaps or whatever. I just put a few stickers in here and mostly pictures of family. And Grandpa. This is a page that I created with the Wonderfall set from Tonic. And I have a video showing you how to do that. They're sticking a little bit, but you open it like this. And I also put pieces of the grandkids' cards in there, so that's a great way to remember those. And here's the next day and some more pictures. So, and I put a flap in the back of this one, and I put his cards in there. So that's the first book that I made. And I also made a book for my grandson because he had so much fun with Grandpa's book, especially the interactive magnet pages. So I made him his own book for Christmas. Before I gave it to him, I filmed this to share with you. I made this book with my Tonic dies for my grandson Evan, and I'm going to be giving it to him for Christmas. So I wanted to film a quick little show of each page before I gave it away. So it's Evan's Book of Love. You Are Blessed. Mama and Daddy. This was made with more Tonic dies, and it's the Wonderfall set, so that works really nice for putting a bunch of pictures in, and those are all pictures of Mama and Daddy. When Evan saw the book that I made for my husband, he loved all the interactive pages, especially the ones with magnets on them. So I created a book that's full of interactive features for him. Ludo is their puppy, and this is a magnetic heart that opens and closes. So you can see a picture of his puppy. This is Grandma and Grandpa, and this one flap opens up. Another picture of me with Evan and my son. And then so does Grandpa Jeff, and that's Grandpa Jeff. And then this page I made with Motion Crafts interactive stamps. And again, I'll have more details when I put this on my blog, but this is so fun. I'm sure he's going to love this. It says love, and there's a little bear, so I put bear hugs over here. These stamps are also from Motion Crafts. So when you pull, you see the hearts and the bear and the love. And I started with just a tab there, but that wasn't big enough, so then I added a longer tab for his little fingers. This is Cousins and Grandpa. And here's another flap that opens up, and you see Cousin Nate and Aunt Marie. And here's Papa, and here's another magnetic one that opens up for more pictures. And when I do the video, I'm going to show you how to make those special pages. Here is a triple page, and it has a magnet as well. So that one opens up like that, and then that one opens up like that. So that's kind of fun. And here's some more Grandmas and Grandpas with another flap. So lots of interactive pages. And family is love. And I decided to put a pocket on the back so that if they had any other pictures that were missing in the book, they could slide them in there. I've started another book, and we'll be using it to show you how to make each page. I'm not sure if this is going to be a gift for someone or if it will be another special memory of ours, but I've started it and created some pages. I love the floral cardstock that I used in this. There's a pocket. There is another pocket, so you can either do it on the right or the left. You can put a extra strip in there if you choose. Here's a pocket that is down, so you can do side pockets or pockets on the bottom. And in this case I used a decorative element in the back, and I did put another color strip there to distinguish where the pocket is. This is a flap page that I've already created, and I'm going to be showing you how to make that, how easy that is. In my second video we're going to look at magnetic flap pages such as this one, and a triple or double flap page like this. There's a magnet in there as well. So that's a book that I'm putting together, and then we'll either give as a gift, and I'm going to show you how each of those pages were created. Each page of the book is cut out. I used thick cardstock on mine. That's what I chose to use, 110-pound weight. And you use the largest die of that original die set that I showed you. And as I said, this end here does not cut. So I figured out a measurement that is 5.5 by 6 3/4. And if you put the die all the way to the end, this piece here is perfect for putting the book together with 3 punches or 2 punches, depending on what it is. So you cut out, I cut out 2 at a time, and then I use a scissors. Now if you're nervous about cutting straight, you could use a ruler and draw a line, but I generally just eyeball it and cut those out. And you have 2 pages that have those dots on them, which I really like, and you have a flap area here that you can use. I can see that needs to be trimmed just a little bit better because this area does show, so let's straighten that out, get rid of that little bump there. Okay, looking good. So each page of the book uses this as the basis. Okay, now I have created a template because I made a lot of these, and to punch these. That's up to you. You can again eyeball it. What I did was I found the center, which is 1 3/4, and then I went 1 inch this way and 1 inch this way, and then I also centered it this way. And you can either use a pencil to draw those. Let's just punch both of them right away at the same time. You can use a pencil and draw a circle there, or I just use this and I take this is just an office size hole punch. I tried my smaller ones and they seem to move best if I went with this type of punch. And I did create a 2-hole template as well, so you could choose. I decided to go ahead with the 3s. I'll just show you on the book. I also used this for the cover, and what I did was I chose a die from the layered Cascade die set that was slightly larger than all the pages for the front and the back. So that was a personal choice. Again, you could just make a cover out of that if you wanted to. But this die here with the dots is from that other layered Cascade die set. This is the largest die in the first set. So I created a cover with a slightly larger piece, also in the same color, and just attached it to one of these. And that's the cover that I have on this. And I also did that with the back. So here's this piece here, and then I attached a larger but shaped the same for the back of that. All the dies in this set are perfect for layering each one successively, a little smaller. In my books I use them to cut my pictures many times, and in this one I in this book, of course, I should just keep this here to keep showing you. I don't have any pictures yet, but as you can see, the dies layer beautifully. So you can choose a medium-sized one or a larger one, and each element in here, each pocket, is created with those dies that layer so nicely. And I used them, again, to cut my pictures as well. So if I were putting a picture on this page, I would cut my picture out of one of those dies. So I think that's a really cool way. So I have many pockets in my book that I showed you, and again, you can do bottom or side pockets, and all you do is you cut a piece of cardstock or whatever you want to use, the size that you want to do it, and that will fit on the back just beautifully. And then you cut another one the same size, or you could go a little smaller if you wish, and then you cut it in half. It's that simple. So if you're doing a bottom pocket, you just cut it in half this way, and of course if you're doing a side pocket, you would cut it in half this way. So pockets are very, very easy to create. I've used Redliner tape on all of my pages from Tonic Studios. That is very, very strong and works beautifully for holding these pages together. And I've put some on here already to prepare it, to just put it together quickly to show you how easy it is to create a pocket page. This is the hardest part, taking these pieces off. And then they stick to your fingers, of course. So this is the back. And then I have skinny pieces on the pocket because you don't want to have tape where you want your pictures to slide. So just on the sides and the bottom. And then I'm going to put that on there and push down. It always drives me crazy to have pieces of that stuff there, so I get that out of there. There our pocket is. It's that easy. We just put tape along the edges and we've created a pocket. And again, you could put an extra strip of a different colored paper. You could put a decorative piece behind it, and you can do side ones or bottom ones. But pockets are really easy to create. So on this side, we're going to create a flap. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What you do is you create a back again out of whatever paper you would like to use, and then you take the next size down die, and you have a folded piece of paper. See how that's folded? I used a piece that was 8 by 5.5, so it's 5.5 wide by 8. You could use whatever size you want, but you're going to put your die on, and the top is going to be off, so it's a partial die cutting. So this part here stays together, and then this is how it will end up. And because again this is that wider flap that doesn't cut, you just take a scissors and you cut along the edge from one side to the other, and now you have a flap. It's that easy. I like to, when I made my flaps, in my other book that I showed you books, you know, I'll put a picture here, and then I might put a taller picture here, cut in half, or various, a description or words or something. So it's nice to have, when I had 3 pictures, this was a great way to include 3 pictures, one in the front and one here and here. So obviously we would just attach these with our red liner tape and then attach that, and there you have a flap page. This concludes part 1 of my 2-part series on how to create memory books with Tonic Studios dies. In part 2, I will show another complete memory book and how to use magnets to create a center flap page and a double page. So be sure to check back for that video. Thanks for watching, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.